want to take you to Gilad Erdan. The United Nations Security Council allowed the ambassador from Israel to speak after the United States, much to its shame, much to the discredit of our country, abstained on an evil motion that does not condemn Hamas. It just stood by. It abstained. It couldn't say it's good. It couldn't say it's bad. It abstained. It's just so Joe Biden. Here is Ambassador Erdan, cut number 6.
This is a disgrace. Colleagues, it was the Hamas massacre that started this war. I repeat, it was the Hamas massacre that started this war. Nearly 6 months have passed, and the Security Council still has not condemned the child-murdering rapist that began this war. The resolution just voted upon makes it seem as if the war started by itself. Well, let me set the record straight. Israel did not start this war, nor did Israel want this war. Israel disengaged and withdrew from Gaza 18 years ago. We wanted a ceasefire and coexistence. You can repeat here slogans and purport to know for the Palestinians what the Palestinians seek, but this won't make it the truth or the reality. The Palestinian representative here is lying through his teeth when he says that his people want to live side by side with Israel. By the way, as you probably know, he does not represent Hamas, he does not represent the Gazans. They did not choose him to speak for them. His leader, President Abbas, refuses to even condemn the massacre, and he continued to pay terrorists.
Okay, continue with Ambassador Erdan, cut number 8.
The release of the hostages should have been the #1 priority. When it comes to bringing the hostages home, the Security Council must not settle for words alone, but take action, real action. It is unfathomable that when it comes to releasing the hostages, we still only see inaction. Not a single step has been taken by the Council, aside from symbolic words. Yet, when it comes to the situation in Gaza, the Council rushed to take action. You appointed a special coordinator and established a monitoring mechanism. The Council visited Rafah to see the aid shipments firsthand, and the Secretary General has already visited Rafah crossing twice. Why do our hostages not receive concrete action? What have you done to advance their release? Colleagues, following this Council's adoption of UNSCR 2712 and 2720, which both called for the release of all hostages, Hamas did not stop to even contemplate for even one moment. It should be very clear that as long as Hamas refuses to release the hostages in the diplomatic channels, there is no other way to secure their return other than through a military operation.
So I want you to understand what happened here. The United States did a jam down on Israel over the past 2 weeks, obliging Israel to accept a ridiculous release of hundreds of murderers and criminals in exchange for 40 hostages. Israel finally agreed to do that. They said, okay, we will do that. Then they had to send the acceptance of Israel's acceptance of the United States demand down into the rat hole where Sinwar is hiding in Hamas. And Sinwar must have MSNBC cabled in, and he learned that the UN had failed to veto the Security Council resolution condemning Israel. And therefore he thought, I'm winning. I can hold out here. I got a pretty good refrigerator. I got my snack bars. And he rejected the release of the hostages. So yesterday's abstention by the United States is not only a moral failure, it was a tactical disaster and a strategic blunder. The people running this country, Joe Biden, Tony Blinken, Jake Sullivan, have no idea what they're doing. I want you to understand it. They have no idea what they are doing. Trust Israel to take care of itself.